The High Point University hype, it's for real. The team's historic tournament run is prompting all kinds of watch parties, special drinks and foods. Local businesses in High Point are rallying behind the Panthers, and they're cashing in. March Madness is bringing citywide pride and an economic boost. WFMY News 2's Nixon Norman shows us how the community is huddling up.
You don't have to catch a flight to Portland in order to cash in on all the High Point hype. Local businesses like Fox and Rocks are giving folks a place to display all the Panther pride they want. In the midst of March Madness, the city of High Point is screaming one thing.
Go Panthers!
Well, at least Brandy Crumley is. She's the owner of Fox and Rocks, a bar in downtown High Point, a bar that is set to have a High Point University basketball watch party on Saturday.
We're just thrilled to see them go so far.
Making this watch party different from watch parties in the past, the fact that folks attending Fox and Rocks will be rooting for a team that comes from right around the corner.
We all have our favorites, whether it's Carolina or Duke, and sometimes our HPU Panthers get a little left behind, but now being on the national stage, it's really brought the community together.
Beyond watching basketball, Crumley says this winning streak is good for the entire city.
We're thrilled to see High Point finally getting some recognition that it deserves.
Now, being the furniture capital of the world isn't High Point's only claim to fame.
But to now see it on the sports stage with our HPU Panthers, it's just a great recognition for the city.
And of course, in honor of the Panthers' success so far, Fox and Rocks will be serving up purple Panther shots in the name of basketball. In High Point, Nixon Norman, WFMY News 2.
From the final call to a viral moment seen by millions, 2 High Point University students are once again at the center of all the madness. Their reaction, of course, to the Panthers' historic win is blowing up online, all while they balance broadcasting, schoolwork, and the biggest game of their lives. WFMY News 2's Lauren Tier shares more of their story.
In circles now, Johnson, catch and shoot!
The final seconds and the reaction to school history, all caught on camera and now seen by millions. High Point University junior Jimmy Rosselli and senior Griffin Wright went viral in the month of March once again.
Well, we did this last year. We had a little virality last year. I think this year is another level.
Best friends and broadcasting partners for the past 2 years, Jimmy and Griff say their thoughts ahead of yesterday's game were a bit of a reality check.
We were here last year. We know the feeling of losing and flying home 2 hours later. And we knew that this game was going to be tough to win. And if we didn't win, we may never get the chance to be on air again together.
You know, I think we're great representation of what High Point brings. You know, we're just kids that, you know, have a dream, and they gave us that opportunity.
Almost 3,000 miles east, back home in High Point, fans and businesses are getting ready for tomorrow's big game.
We'll have more bartenders scheduled to work, so it'll be a busier crowd behind the bar as well. I also believe that, to my understanding, we're staying open later than usual tomorrow because tomorrow's game is a later tip-off, and I think that it's probably going to be the same vibe that we had yesterday, but probably ×2.
As for the boys out west, between the viral fame, game prep, and yes, even homework, they're staying optimistic about what lies ahead.
It's March. You never know. It's March.
He's right. It's March. You never know. In a sea of purple, 2 High Point fans in bright orange are super hard to miss. WFMY News 2's Ben Briscoe caught up with these 2 super fans about what inspired their outfits.
High Point in the second round of March Madness is already history-making, so it's only fitting that some of the fans are celebrating Stone Age style.
In a sea of purple, these 2 are easy to spot.
We stick out like a sore thumb when they do the crowd shots on TV. There's just 2 big guys in bright orange costumes.
Fred and Barney, also known as Eric and Chris, have fans all over the country talking after cameras kept cutting away to them in the final seconds of HBU beating Wisconsin.
My phone has not stopped ringing. Everyone loves it. Everyone seems to be going crazy for it.
They dress up as Flintstones to cheer on head coach Flynn Clayman, who took over this year.
Quick little Amazon. We had it overnighted one day and just stuck with it.
There's even an HPU Flintstones Instagram page now, celebrating the team.
So proud of our students who got to fly all the way here, and it wasn't a quick trip for them. They get to stay. You know, we had to travel further than any team in the NCAA tournament. I saw a graphic, the most miles, and we still got our students out here. So for them to get to stay for a few more days and see another game is a dream come true for them. So yeah, we're just soaking it all in, but we're getting ready for a really good Arkansas team. We had a great prep today, and we feel ready to go.
We're ready for them. Let's make it to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four, and hopefully let's get a ring.
High Point might be the underdogs tomorrow, but Vegas bookies say they've got about a 30% chance of winning this game. We'll find out in less than 24 hours. In Portland, I'm Ben Briscoe.
The High Point Fire Department showing its Panther pride in honor of High Point University making history, winning its first ever NCAA tournament game over Wisconsin. The department turned the trucks purple. Well, tomorrow Duke will take the court again, this time facing TCU. WFMY News 2's Logan Campbell caught up with Cameron Boozer to talk about yesterday's game and their game plan for Saturday.
So you guys are ready for your second round matchup against TCU. Coming off of yesterday's game, what would you say was the biggest difference in your play in the first half and the second half?
I think just our competitiveness, our energy level. You know, we got a couple of dunks. All the guys started screaming, getting hype. We didn't really have any of that in the first half, you know. So just our attention to defense and our competitiveness is the biggest difference.
Obviously the vibes are very high today, but in the film room, what were the emotions you guys were feeling?
I mean, we just wanted to watch yesterday away. You know, obviously we dug ourselves in a hole, but we showed a lot of toughness to get out of it. Just moving on, be ready to compete against TCU and have a great game tomorrow.
TCU is a brand new opponent for you guys. You guys have never played them. What's the biggest thing that stands out about them?
I think just, you know, their aggressiveness on defense, and I think just how aggressive they are putting two on the ball and their rebounding. You know, we got to win the boards tomorrow and take care of the ball, and a lot of good things will happen.
Trailing at the half is not a position you guys are normally in, so how do you avoid a slow start and get off faster against TCU?
I think it's just a defensive competitiveness and, you know, playing together on offense. You know, that's something we went away from a little bit yesterday. Got to go back to playing Duke basketball like we have all year long.
You obviously are a leader on this team. What are you going to tell your guys leading into tomorrow's game?
The same things I've been telling them all year. You know, come out here, be in a kill mentality, and good things will happen.
Well, tomorrow Duke takes on TCU at 5:15. High Point University plays Arkansas tomorrow at 9:45. The first day of the men's tournament, of course, knocked out millions of brackets, and HPU led that chaos. Their upset win over Wisconsin busted millions of brackets early, 36 million perfect brackets, then dwindled down to just about 2.3 million. By the end of the first 16 games, only around 14,000 perfect brackets will expect to be remained. Now, coming up, a Reedsville senior is the state's Gatorade Player of the Year. We're going to take a look at how the accomplishments and what led to the new title. Both Guilford and Rockingham County Board of Elections will be doing hand-eye ballot recounts on Tuesday for the NC Senate District 26 race. Right now, after a machine recount, Sam Page leads Phil Berger by 23 votes in both counties. Rockingham County's hand recount is Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. The Guilford County vote will begin at 9:30 a.m. A Triad man is now facing murder charges in the death of a 5-year-old in Brown Summit. Deputies say they responded to a cardiac arrest call back in December of 2023. The infant later died at the hospital. After a lengthy investigation, the child's death has now been ruled a homicide. Today, authorities arrested 37-year-old Travis Sistrunk, charging him with first-degree murder and felony child abuse. He's being held without bond in Greensboro with a court appearance set for Monday. High Point police are investigating a murder after a man was shot several times. Officers say it was a car crash, though, into a home on Anaheim Street around 11 o'clock last night that got them to the call. That's where they found the driver, 35-year-old Stanley Labors, with multiple gunshot wounds. He later died at the hospital. Investigators say he was shot at a different location. He tried to drive away and then crashed. No arrests have been made. The death penalty is now on the table for a man accused of killing 2 women in the Triad. Ricky Lamb is facing 2 first-degree murder charges, one in Davidson County, the other in Guilford. His murder case in Davidson County was designated a capital case yesterday, which means that prosecutors can seek the death penalty. Lamb is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend Nancy Bunley, who disappeared in 2024. Her body has not been found. Lamb is also accused of killing another woman in Guilford County. Amber Schimmelfennig was last seen in September of 2025 in High Point. The very next month, her dismembered remains were found in Summerfield and Winston-Salem. Lamb faces several other charges, including concealment of death and felony conspiracy. He remains in jail without bond. Davidson County schools will soon begin using the open gate weapons detection system in their middle and high schools across the district. The system screens for prohibited items while keeping arrivals safe and efficient. Students will need to remove items like Chromebooks, binders, and other metal objects before they enter. A pilot program starts Monday at Oak Grove High School, with more schools to follow later this year. Well, this weekend we continue to warm up in the Triad, and we could see record-setting heat by Sunday. WFMY News 2 meteorologist Alex Williams has more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tanya. We're watching that record very closely. Right now, we're forecasting to tie it, and that would be 85. But we have to talk about what's going on presently. You can see some of the scattered showers that have pushed through the area. We did see maybe a couple of light returns, at least upstairs in the atmosphere. Those didn't reach the ground. We had too much dry air. So it's really a kind of a soaking evening for, say, the eastern shore of North Carolina, not so much here across the Triad. That doesn't mean we're not going to completely avoid rain as we go towards the weekend hours. So currently we're seeing those temperatures in the lower 60s for the most part, and we'll continue to see temperatures cool off ever so slightly tonight. End of the day tomorrow, I still think we're going to, I jumped ahead of myself. These are the highs today. So you can see our average high around 63. We're about 10 degrees above that as we went across the Triad today. We hit 73 at PTI, and highs across much of the south, very mild into the 80s here just off to the west, and even here across the Carolinas, of course, very mild as well. Into your planner for your Saturday. Do plan to see clouds for a good portion of the day. Temperatures will still be mild. There's your highs tomorrow, upper 70s, and we might have to dodge a few isolated showers and storms, especially towards the later portions of the evening. So yeah, there's your highs tomorrow. You can see the record 89, nowhere near that as we go through the day tomorrow, but nonetheless, we're still looking at upper 70s to lower 80s especially further to the south and to the east of the area. And yes, we are watching an area very closely, at least to the south of the Triad, that has the potential to produce at least maybe some isolated strong to severe storms. And so we'll continue to watch the threat for that closely as we go through the weekend. And I would say for the most part, you are going to be good. We'll break down the timing of that and when you might see some of those stronger storms in just a bit.
The state is sending more help to small businesses in western North Carolina still recovering from Hurricane Helene. Governor Josh Stein is rolling out nearly $8.5 million in a new round of grants. Leaders are targeting infrastructure, fixing things like sidewalks, parking lots. The funding will support 13 projects across the region. The goal is to get businesses fully back on their feet before the summer season picks up. Measles concerns are growing in the Triad after a confirmed exposure right here in Greensboro. Health officials say a traveler stopped by at a Wendy's on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, potentially exposing others to the virus. Plus, there was a second case in Randolph County on March 12th at the Tot Hill Farm Golf Club Pro Shop in Asheboro. Officials are urging anyone who may have been at either one of these locations to monitor for symptoms and review their vaccination status.
The infectious period is between 7 to 14 days after exposure, and it could be up to 21 days. So we're telling individuals to observe yourself for any symptoms of illness for 21 days after exposure.
While the overall risk remains low, officials say awareness is key as cases appear across North Carolina. Coming up, the most decorated high school player ever in our state's history is named the NC Gatorade Player of the Year. We meet the player from right here in the Triad. And before we head to break, Hollywood is mourning the loss of Chuck Norris, martial arts master and actor. His family said he was at peace when he passed yesterday morning, but wants to keep the circumstances private. Norris won numerous martial arts tournaments before getting into acting. He showcased his skills in several movies in the 1980s, and he may be best known for starring in the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger. Chuck Norris was 86 years old.